Hello, I am Dominic, and today I want to show you the InfinityBook Pro 14 from Tuxedo Computers. The most notable thing about it, its potentially excellent screen. Laptops today come with 1080p or 4K screens, and these are not great. Everything is too small and you have to use fractional scaling. Linux doesn't deal very well with that. In comes this, a 14-inch laptop with a 3K screen. That's 2880 by 1800, 16 by 10 aspect ratio display. While Tuxedo advertises it as having the 3K screen and a Core i7, both are actually paid upgrades at €100 each. The standard is a 2K screen and a Core i5. Other specs include 8 gigs of RAM, which is on the small side but still perfectly usable, and a 250 gig SSD. The one I have here has the better screen and the better CPU, which brought the price up to €1,399. First, let's take a look at what's in the box.
I have opened this before. This is just to give you an idea of how it's laid out. First, here is the computer itself. Originally, it was really nicely wrapped up. We'll get to it in a minute. Underneath are two compartments with various accessories. Here's the power supply, a pretty standard one, nothing exceptional about it. And the power cable. Tuxedo offers a selection of power cables, so you can choose the right one for you. Under the other cover you have a USB-C Ethernet adapter. It's pre-selected on the order page, but you can decide not to get it for a slightly lower total price. A pen drive that we're gonna take a look at later. A couple of Tuxedo branded pens, some stickers you can choose to decorate your computer with yourself, a Tuxedo notepad, an actual manual, it's really too bad it's in German, and a note about encryption, this time also in English.
That's it for the contents of the box. Now let's take a look at the machine itself. It's quite tiny, about the size you'd expect a 13-incher to be. It's also quite light. Tuxedo say 1 kilogram, and I believe them.
It's very elegant, with simple lines and a nice gunmetal satin finish. The material is magnesium alloy, and it looks and feels high quality. The Tuxedo logo print is a bit shinier than the rest of the case, slightly raised. Looks like it won't wear off easily.
I'm looking at you, Slimbook.
As for ports, on the left side, from the left, you have a Kensington lock, a USB-C port, a USB-A port, an SD card reader, and a headphone and microphone connector. Then on the right side, again from the left, you have a USB-C connector. This is actually the Thunderbolt 4 port, though they aren't marked in any way, so you'll need to remember which is which. Then we have a USB-A port, HDMI, and the power connector.
The two USB ports have power delivery, meaning you can charge the computer with them, and in fact I haven't even used the included power supply yet. I've just been using one from Apple I had lying around. The laptop charges from the two ports just fine.
On the bottom there is a huge vent, some stickers, 4 pretty sizable feet, and 2 bottom-facing speaker grills. The middle sticker shows info about the model, Tuxedo's contact information, and what looks like incorrect power plug info. The one on the side is a single pin barrel connector, while here they are showing us a 4-pin one. You also get a bunch of screws holding the chassis together. It doesn't look like there's a screw covered by a sticker, so I should be able to open it up without voiding the warranty.
And now that I have my warranty voiding t-shirt on, let's take a crack at it. I'm sorry if it's a little worn. I have voided a number of warranties over the years.
The screws aren't all the same, so it's worth noting which one goes where. And with a little pop, the bottom comes off.
Warranty not voided.
The RAM sits in 2 regular SO-DIMM slots. One is empty, the other contains the 8 gigs. This means I can potentially get more performance from a dual-channel config when I upgrade the memory. This is the SSD, probably installed in the faster PCI Express 4 M2 slot. And this is the other M2 slot, probably the slower one. This is the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth module. You can order the laptop without it. And here are the two speakers. Considering how tiny they are, I'm not expecting much.
I'm back in my regular shirt, the laptop is back together, so let's open the lid and see what's underneath. I am told I can open it with just one finger. Let's see if it's true.
Almost. There.
That kind of worked. Since the laptop is so light, it keeps sliding backwards, but it's certainly doable.
It looks just as high quality on the inside as it does on the outside. The screen certainly has very little space around it. Above the screen is the camera and microphone array. There's also an infrared camera for face recognition. I wonder how that works. The keyboard looks nearly full size with just the right amount of key travel and a pleasant, fairly quiet sound. Let me sneak in a shot of a future me typing on it. Still with future me here. Keyboard backlight is activated with F and space. There are two brightness levels. The F12 must be sticking out a bit more, since there's more light leaking from under it than other keys. The touchpad is sizable and very pleasant to the touch. It has a light which indicates when it's off. Here's future me turning it off and on again. Out of the box, the touchpad comes with a sticker which shows how that works. You can also tap the light twice to get the same effect.
Tuxedo offers a wide range of keyboard layouts to choose from, including ones you can design yourself. I chose the Polish programmer's keyboard, since that's where I'm from, and also a programmer. But joking aside, that's the layout that everyone uses over here. Tuxedo etches their keyboards by themselves, so let's find out what German people know about typing in Polish.
In Poland, we use the US keyboard for historically interesting reasons. Let's leave those for another time. This is the first time I'm actually seeing a keyboard that has Polish accented characters printed on it under A, S, Z, X, and so on. This is kind of neat. The euro sign is printed under U. I've never seen it there, and I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, that's not where the euro sign is. That's supposed to be on number 5. In an interesting twist, shifted characters appear under and to the left of main characters. It's a bit strange. I always thought of pressing Shift as going up a level, and even the arrow on the Shift points up, but there you have it. For some reason, Caps Lock has an arrow pointing down, which I don't get at all. The media keys are in an unexpected spot, and the markings are really tiny. They're to be pressed together with the FN key, however, so I appreciate being able to operate them one-handed.
Tuxedo offered to pre-install a handful of Linux distributions, as well as Windows, in single or dual boot configurations. They recommend their own spin of Ubuntu they call Tuxedo OS, and this is what I chose for this machine, hoping to get the complete Tuxedo experience.
Let me now turn it on. I have already configured the system, creating the user, setting the regional settings, and so on. As you can see, the boot process is not seamless, there is some flickering, a single disk is clean message, and you get to the login screen in just around 15 seconds. Let me just log in. And here we have the Tuxedo OS desktop. It is a strange beast. I will talk more about it in the next video, but here's a short teaser to pique your interest. The clock is in the middle of the bottom panel. I believe this is a first for me. The black and red icon hides the Tuxedo Control Center, a very interesting app. There is an applet and notification panel on the right edge of the screen, and one very misbehaving icon in the taskbar. And finally, the biggest selling point, the screen. It is lovely. The additional height is a boon for productivity, and the pixels are really tiny. The matte surface does a good job of removing reflections. It's perfectly usable in various light conditions. Less than half brightness is more than enough for indoor use. Outside, in mild sun, it's perfectly legible at less than full.
This is it for the first part of the review. In the next one, I'll be taking a more in-depth look at the OS, doing some benchmarks, and testing things like the camera and speakers. I hope you enjoyed my video, thank you for watching, and see you soon.